Greetings. This is Class in Session Podcast. It's your favorite host, it's the Urban Scholar. Today's podcast subject: what makes a person a good person? What makes a person valuable in a relationship? I see a lot of posts from men and women, mostly women, about being self-proclaimed good women. Ask yourself, what does it mean to be a good woman? What does it mean to be a good man? And the other question is that enough in a relationship to maintain, sustain it? See, sometimes we get caught up in just being good. Relationships, in order for a relationship to be successful, right, doesn't mean that when two good people come together, it's going to be successful. Because the relationship is comprised of many other areas, right? Components that need to be addressed. So just being a good person, right? We'll say person today, it's not enough. So that whole thought process about being a good person is all you need to be. And if you were done wrong in a relationship, that person's karma is going to be bad. Sometimes it's not that person meant to do you wrong. Just that your good wasn't enough. Their good wasn't enough. Y'all didn't have the right ingredients. So we got to change our mindset and how we look at relationships, how we approach each other, because everybody's looking for something different. High value people are seeking more of an intellect, right? Some people are emotion driven. So we have to really look at ourselves and look at what we're attracting and look at what we're seeking to see if all that stuff adds up. See, everything results back to math. If you're not putting all these pieces together and figuring out these equations, right, just being good ain't really going to get you nowhere. So that's kind of like a myth, and it's kind of played out. So don't just be good, right? Be great, be whole, all right? And also have what we call self-awareness, aware of who you are, right? And know what you want and state what you want. And we got to stop settling, because a lot of us are mad about relationships that we settle for, right? That's your ownership. You need to take ownership for that, because these are situations that we chose and put ourselves in, and we probably didn't have all the information we needed at the time. But once you get out of it, you got to be adult enough to say, you know what? I did make the decision, even though I didn't have all the information, right? So it's a lesson learned. So we have to be more practical and more intentional and more specific about how we approach relationships and get away from just being good. You know, like if you want a person who's super successful and you just a regular 9-to-5er, right? That's probably not a good match, right? Because that person it's not about the money, it's about the lifestyle and the mindset. The mindsets are not the same, right? So just being good in that equation, it's not going to work. So we got to be more practical in our approach and who we seek. And, you know, and date to the level that we're willing to be fluid in, right? You know, you can't want to be with a person, right, because you love them, but you're like, oh man, he doesn't really have drive and ambition. You know, I make $150 a year and he works at Walmart at night, right? Well, you already knew that person didn't have the drive you had, but you decided to connect on another level. So these are the type of things that we got to check, right? That's one to grow on. This is Class in Session Podcast. It's your favorite host. It's the Urban Scholar. And remember, y'all, the future is Urban Scholar. Peace.